platforms.
Oh dear. Okay. So Jace just said, get up and do 10 star jumps. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're not nervous at all tonight, are we?
No.
What did you say to me before? I made you nervous.
Yeah.
Why? Because I was nervous.
Because you're nervous.
Oh, I think you kind of go through like that, when you start doing like more consistent lives. Like I would just randomly do lives and I was okay with that. But because we're like on the time and we've, going ahead with, like what we're doing, and giving out some of our really private information, Jace, it's like a little bit more challenging. So it's super hard. So I'm like a bit sweaty under the collar. Hey, Warren. How you going, man? Hey, Em. Nice to see you guys. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us we've got 5 different platforms that are going. So hopefully
hey, Sally.
Capture at least one amazing person that will be into what we talk about tonight. So we're going to get a bit hot and sweaty under the collar, literally. So we would like to welcome you to episode
4.
4.
Wow.
We're like twitties. So 4. So we're excited. Hey, Margaret, how you going? We're excited to hop on. We've made a commitment to do this, not only to ourselves, but also to you guys as well. And, part of stuff that we're talking about is our life, health and business. And I'm just going over, different things that people send us messages about and, being able to, offer you some advice or to help and encourage you to, keep going through whatever it might be that you are facing. So,
or if you, over watching Love at First Sight or Married at First Sight, you can come on and watch us.
Totally. Okay, and we've still got.
They're probably more exciting and.
How do you feel about Married at First Sight? Like, what's your opinion of that? I know you're not watching it much, but.
For me, I guess I'm the old-fashioned way. It's an experiment. It's TV. It's made for TV. It's you have to. I give it to those people that go on there and do that show. You really have to really be thick-skinned. That's for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into what we're talking about tonight. So we're going to be talking about. I got knocked off my feet last week. So after we spoke on Monday, things kind of went a little bit downhill. And I'll always probably give you a little bit of like information that is probably a little bit candy coated because, I can't just fully give you the full hardcore facts of, what necessarily happens or where my head goes to. But actually someone mentioned to me today, they go, oh, how long has your husband been, living with depression for? And I was like, what makes you say that? And they go, oh, because of your lives that you're doing. And I'm like, oh, it's actually how he has to deal with me and what he goes through coping with my mental illness. So that's what that was about. So I don't know where that come off, but anyway. So this is about both of us. Jason not living with a mental illness and supporting me with a mental illness.
Well, you could say I do. I live with a mental illness. meaning you.
Okay.
So I'm living.
Okay. True. Anyway, so let's talk about some of the things that happened over the week, and also we'll go over a few of the questions that we've been sent this week as well. And if you guys have got any questions, that you would like us to dive into, please send them to us because it gives us a bit of a base to work with, and what it is or who it is our audience that we are on these platforms as well, because we really are here not just to let you know or tell you about our lives. We're here to open up and to give you some advice and to help you through whatever it is that you might be facing. So believe me, this is extremely hard. Even I said to Jason tonight when I was posting the photo of me in bed, I was like, that just doesn't look great. I'm just so nervous to post that. And he said, well, this is what we're talking about, isn't it? Is getting real and raw and being really authentic on what we do in terms of who we are and what we do post. So I was like, took a big gulp. Like, it was pretty tough. Anyway, so we did have an unusual week, would you say, James?
Pretty unusual.
Pretty unusual. So I I hit, I guess, a bit of a mental roadblock, and I've just written a few notes down here so that I can, stick to what I need to and, hurry up with things. Hi, Brooke. So nice to have you on here. Thank you so much. What I noticed is that, or what happened, and I think, I was sort of, reflect on what goes on and why I end up sometimes where I end up, was I worry. Worry is number one. So if you're a bit of a worrier, let us know in the comments that you're a bit of a stress head, and things affect you. You take things on more maybe than your partner does. And I feel like I was born a warrior, and I heard that from my dad. Like, he was a born warrior, and I'm a born warrior. And so you're always thinking of all of the scenarios to things that might happen that never end up happening. And so being aware of that helps you to sort of get grounded and to not let yourself go too far. But you certainly pull me back when it comes to that.
I do.
I'm losing you, babe.
No.
Yeah, no. What were you thinking then? Where'd your mind go?
What you're saying, like how I bring you back down when you start stressing too much and worrying too much. Yeah,
because you can't worry about tomorrow and you can't worry about yesterday. You just got to think about what's going through for
There's
today.
a good example there. She thinks I don't listen to her, but I do.
Oh dear. Okay. All right. If we miss saying hello to everyone that's on tonight, thank you so much. And we really appreciate it. And we'll definitely get back to you after or over tomorrow and reply back to your comments. So again, thank you so much. And also thank you so much for the questions that you're going to send to us, because I'd love our inbox filled up with the questions that you might have that you'd like us to talk about. So I've noticed that I got really overwhelmed this last week, and I looked up what the word overwhelm means. So I might just throw it out there and just maybe get someone to put a comment up as to what the word overwhelm means. Do you actually know what being overwhelmed feels like? And I'm sure many of you do. And do you know what overwhelm means? So Jace, what would you think that the word overwhelm means? I know we looked it up together, but...
Well, for me, with that, before we looked it up, it was, it feels like you're being compressed in a room, or things are getting pressure on top of you. Like, you feel like you can't get out. Yeah. It feels like a room is coming in on you, or the air compressing on you, I guess. Yeah.
And your heart can feel heavy, your chest is like, everything just has got a bit of a damper damper feel on it. So I looked up the word overwhelm, and Siri told me the overwhelm is get absolutely knocked off your feet. Oh, sorry. I thought the word overwhelm would mean that you get absolutely knocked off your feet. And Siri told me that you have a strong emotional effect on whatever it might be, or you bury or drown beneath a huge mass of something. So I thought that was a really good explanation. So bury or drown beneath a huge mass of something. So if something has caused you a bit of overwhelm in the past, and you would be open enough to share that with us, let us know. And if you have a strategy that helps you to get through your overwhelm, then I would love to know what that is. And I'm sure some of the audience that's on tonight would love to know that as well. So I felt like I was drowning. I felt like I was buried under a mass, and I felt like I just couldn't cope. And, I know why, because I put so much pressure on myself to be able to achieve and learn new things, that sometimes the in between learning and getting to the final outcome is so much pressure. And, I know it would be amazing if we could all go from, okay, I decide to do this, and then we get to here, and we didn't have to do anything in the middle. There would be no pressure or no overwhelm, would there?
No.
And what would be the benefit of that? Well, we wouldn't learn for a start, but we can let this affect us a little bit too much. So I had to take a little bit of a side step and, sort of back off a bit and, reassess where I was at. So
and myself as well. Like, we always tend to, our emotions, we've got to keep our emotions in check.
Yeah, totally. So I guess, today, to overcome that and parts of the things that happen on the weekend, can we go into what happened on the weekend? Would that be okay?
That's fine by me.
Okay. So that I cried.
You did?
Like I was quite upset.
Very.
Okay.
And I might have had a hand in that.
Okay. So, and wow. Okay. So to share this, so you gave me a video, like a small video for me to watch.
Yeah.
And it was of like, what was it, Jace?
You dancing around the kitchen, smiling and just, you know, in your outfit, in your bikinis, and I really liked it and said, look, hun, look at your hair, look how, you know, fabulous you look, because Kyla had been really self-downing herself, you know, saying how she felt really fat and ugly and all that kind of stuff. So I thought to build her up, I would show her a video that was a couple of years old, and
4 years.
Okay,
Nearly 5 years old.
Nearly 5 years old, and yeah, it didn't get the reaction that I was expecting. Put it that way.
So I started to stew on this video or photo, let's say, and you know, started to like pick myself to pieces and think, okay, well, why don't I look the way that I was, and what's changed, and why is what's gone on? And so the reflection of all of that it's 5 years ago, and things change. And in the meantime, I've taken on business. I've had back surgery. I have battled with depression, you know, sometimes worse than other times. And, you know, like my food choices haven't always been amazing. And, you know, like it just is, it's not even so much my food choice, actually. It's probably just not doing the exercise because of having the injuries. So, you know, I was like, oh, okay. So it got me fully down. I started crying. And I was just...
And I felt really bad. So it's the old husband thing. When your wife says, do these jeans look fat on me, or does it make my backside look big? And you say to your honey, oh, I don't want to say anything, hun. And they say, no, look, tell me, I want the truth. I want the truth. And then you say, yes, they do. And then your wife turns around or your partner turns around, see, you think I'm fat. So it's one of those situations. So I think I learned a lesson next time when Kyla is in that situation, is not to actually show past pictures.
Well, it's not that. It's just probably when I'm not in that place.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But you didn't mean what you meant by showing me. And I just then thought that it was like, I'm just not good enough. You know, he's not going to love me as I am. You know, he loved like that, who she was. And now anyway, so you can get the drift of all of that. So, okay, so how do we get past that? And how do we help you to, you know, move forward from things that you might be feeling or that you feel like you can't cope? So again, like Mondays are just, you know, a fresh start. Geordie's got try and drink through it, guys. I don't know whether that would have been the solution, Geordie, because I wasn't feeling real flash. And I know that, you know, alcohol can sometimes, I mean, it can mask the problem, but then when you know, come good, it's like, you know, it's a bit harder to sort of overcome it. So alcohol is not always the best choice for me, especially as I'm getting older. But in saying that, Mondays, and today was super important for me to have to get up and get going because I knew I had a big week ahead of me, and to, you know, go to bed relatively early last night, you know, have a goal in mind. I knew that to get to the gym this morning was going to be very impactful on my entire week. And that has, you know, obviously kickstarted my week and got me into a better place. So, you know, again, Jace, like what has your week started off like? Like, what have you done?
For this morning, you mean? Well,
today.
Yeah, today, I guess, yeah. But last night, should I tell about my little episode?
Oh, okay. Sure.
So when I get tired, I get really grumpy and I have a meltdown. So when it gets to a certain time, I can't function.
It's nearly that time.
It's nearly that time. Yeah. Nearly that time. So I'm struggling. No, I'm not struggling now, but yeah, I get to a point where I need to go to bed. Otherwise, I can't, nothing functions. So I had a bit of a little hissy fit last night. And then wake up in the morning feeling really good. But I've realized, as I said before, we have to have our emotions in check, because at the end of the day, if we don't control them, they can set us off in the wrong direction or set us off in a path that is not good for us mentally. So, but yeah, so my week, I woke up this morning because I had a plan in my head that I wanted to get up a little bit earlier, extra, and get to gym earlier. But it still happened that way. So yeah.
That's really, that's awesome. And so, you know, a couple of things. I've got a little book here that I just wanted to show you tonight, which is here. and it's a happiness journal. So let me just take off the bow.
Victoria said keep it
G-rated. Okay. No worries, Vic. For sure. Totally. Always G-rated. Always G-rated. This is a happiness journal, and do more of what makes you happy. So I'm actually going to keep this at my desk, and I'm going to start to write in this, and, like for things that, are going good for me, or things that I've started, and I know that there's a journey in between, and I've also got to learn to be patient. And if I feel a bit overwhelmed, then, I've got to take myself out of the situation, or you've got to take yourself out, and you've got to learn what it is that really, makes you tick. And if you don't, or get your emotions in check, it can end up being a bit disastrous and, not serve you well as well. So that's a really good book. So you can get those from Kiki K. And the other thing is I heard this week, or actually I started listening to this week, is a book called Wash Your Face. And it's by Rachel Hollis. And if you're not following her, then, she's an amazing
Very
woman.
funny.
Yeah, super funny.
Yeah, super funny. I listened to a podcast with her and Brendan Burchard show, and
so Jace listens to Brendan Burchard, and he's got an awesome podcast. So if you're looking for something that is another couple, or people that are into, health, wellness, business, that kind of thing. And he was recommending Rachel Hollis. And so Jason sent me the podcast link, and I'm in the middle of listening to that as well. But I got her book on audio. Mm-hmm. So I like to listen to audios rather than read. I'm not a super great reader. No, and you don't like reading.
No, audio for me as well.
Yeah, but we can train ourselves to read, right? And
yes.
We're trying to. So, so girl, wash your face. So if you're looking for some inspiration and motivation about self-talk and positive mindset, then that could be the book for you. Hey, Kel. Oh, I think you're beautiful too. Thank you so much. It's a great book to go for. So, you guys, your transparent speeds are mine. Thanks, Tev. It's pretty hard. It's really hard. And tonight I feel like I was probably more transparent than I have been, especially with that picture that I did post. But anyway, it is what it is, and that's it. You just got to move on. But thank you so much. Okay, so moving on to just a little bit about the business side of things. So one of the questions that was sent through this week was, how do we handle the no's within our business? And so I'll put that to you, Jace, first. So the no's with what we do. So I'll just quickly go through, talk about what we do. We work. We have a 9 to 5 normal job, like you're a tradie.
Yeah. So I run a painting business.
Yeah. And we also run a online network marketing business, and we have for the last 4.5 years. And so what I was grateful for with that business this week was that all the effort that I put into it, or that we've put into it, that I was still able to go to bed in the times that I could sneak off and go to bed in between what I was doing, and then I would still get paid for that. And I think that is like testament to this industry, is that you can, get out of the 9 to 5 job. It might not be due to, sickness or your health, but it could be that you just don't like working the 9 to 5, that you're, looking for some time, want to get back some time. I don't think we'll ever have time freedom as such, totally, but we can, choose when and how we do work. And I was really grateful for that. And someone said to me today or yesterday, would I go back working to the 9 to 5 job? Look, if I had to, I would. And, I'm definitely someone who, works, and, I love to work. But if I can choose to work for myself, then that would be my first option. And
there's nothing wrong with having a job.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Nothing.
Because,
I love, I even in the industry, I was in the weight loss industry, and, I worked with, hundreds of women and a few men. And I love that industry. I loved people. So it's not like I don't love the 9 to 5 job. It's just that in this industry, I can still help people lose weight successfully and, motivate and coach and inspire, a different crew. But it's on my own time, or when I choose to do that. Yeah. So I think that's super special. So going back to that question, how do we, deal with the negative sides of things, like the no's, not being too pushy with products, all of that kind of stuff. How would you explain that to people that are, interested in what we do in terms of business in that way?
how do we cope with it?
Yeah.
Well, we just, like it's like anything. A no is not a no. A no is just that they're not interested at that point in time. So for us, we just move on and say thank you very much for listening. Still stay connected with that person. And it's the same with me when I'm doing my business with quoting. I'm quoting, well, not me personally. I have another great fellow that does all my estimating for us. I do some, but we do a lot. But we don't always get yeses. We get a lot of no's. But sometimes it'll be a no this time, and they'll get us back again another time. So it's not to be rejected by the no.
Yeah. And I'd say on that, but you know what? The no's, the non-answering of messages, the non-replies. That you'd have to be like not have a heart or a heart of stone for that not to affect you. I find that the hardest part of what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I think not to get a reply back from someone who you've spoke to, or I don't know, people just disappear off the face of the earth, and you think, okay, what have I done? How have I hurt them? Have I offended them? Have I upset them? And I think that, sometimes in this industry, people can think, oh, they're just not going to let up, or they're going to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that. It's just means no, or no thanks at the time, and then that's it. But to not get any replies, or to just have your message ignored, that's probably the hardest thing.
Yeah, and I guess, and that's just human trait as well. I get upset too if there was a special job that we wanted to get and we missed out by X amount of dollars. You get disappointed.
Yeah. Because there's certain people that you think, oh my goodness, it would be amazing to work with that, that human being, to partner with them and show them, what is possible in this industry. Because I think over years, especially our generation, the generations that are coming through, they have such a different take on network marketing than what we do, because it was so dodgy. It had so many it had a bad reputation, and people did things so sneaky, and they were trying to get money out of their family and friends. And it was a get-rich-quick scheme. But now, it's just such a legitimate business, and it's hard work, but different. When I say hard, it's different to what we normally know.
As I was saying to you before, that the fundamentals of our network marketing business is no different to the fundamentals of my painting business. You still have to go out there and find people that are interested in, or searching for people that want their place painted, and going through that same process. It's the same thing as what we're doing with network marketing, is that we're still searching for people that are looking for an opportunity or a better product that they want to use. So,
And that's so true. And I think this is the perfect example of how to explain this. And you might have heard it. I've got it just in my notes here just to make sure that I bring this out. But, how many of you have been to the shops, over the last, month or few months or whatever it might be? So you might have walked past a local chemist, you might have walked past Woolies, even at Woolies or Coles or the local department store. You walk past aisles and you don't buy every product that's on the shelf. So to me, I was going to refer to Myers or David Jones or, Calco or wherever it is, wherever you live in the world. And, you've got, certain, products that are being sold. You've got Revlon, you've got Chanel, you've got, Shiseido, you've got Estee Lauder. And every single day, hundreds of people, maybe if not thousands, walk past those counters, and not hundreds or thousands of people buy from that counter. It's just not what they're looking for. And even though that person behind that counter could tell that person why they, would be more beneficial than, buying that product, or that this way is a better way, some people are just completely shut off, or they just know what they want, and then that's it.
Or it could be the actual person that's saying it. They may not resonate with that person.
Yeah.
They might go back and then the following week, and some other person offers the same product, but says it in a different way, or not as pushy, or not as salesy, if that's a word. They go, oh yeah, no, I want to look at that, and they end up buying it, even though they probably didn't really want to buy it in the first place, but it was just the way that person presented themselves.
And exactly, that's it in a nutshell, really, isn't it? And, one of the other things was, how do we not be pushy? And I think that's for me, it's such a fine line, because I actually back off too much, and my business is probably not where it should be, because I don't go and ask people again, or I don't, send the email and just keep people in the know, because I think there's a different way of I like to know things, and I like to have the option, but I don't want to be harassed and hounded all the time. Like, I just want to know. And I think as women and men, but, especially as women, because this industry is a lot of women are in this industry, and the men that do it are absolutely amazing. And hats off to any guy that's doing, a network marketing business. But I think that, for us, if we are told about something and we've met you and then we go away and think about it, if you're a thinker, or you do it on the spot, and then you make a decision, and it doesn't have to be that you're totally like hounded. And that was for me. Like, I sat and watched, the network marketing businesses and the company we work for like over 2 years. My mum started buying these products 5 years ago. I watched it for 2 years, and 3 years before that, she started buying the products, and I was like, Mum, you got sucked in again. You got sucked in at a party. I can't believe it. No, I'm not interested. No, I'm not going to try the products. Like, I'm not going there. And, then I was watching other people, their successes, and, they weren't doing the things that I wanted to be doing as well. And I was like, okay, maybe I could have a little bit of a, gander at this. And, I did that sneakingly. I Googled, I researched myself. I didn't want to talk to someone because I thought, oh, they're going to, sign me up across the dotted line. And that wasn't the case at all. It was something that, we just progressively, made a decision to do. And I think, with the companies, there's such a minimal sign-up fee that, anyone can get into it, which I think is pretty cool. But I heard this amazing quote that it's like a gym membership. How many people sign up to a gym membership and don't go to gym? Like, that's what they base their business model on, is people not going to the gym, pretty much. Because if everybody that signed up to the gym turned up on a Monday morning, they just wouldn't be able to fit everybody in. And I think that's like, when I heard that, I was like, whoa, that's so cool. Well, it's not that cool, but it'd be cool if everyone did turn up, because it'd be amazing. It'd be just like so inspiring and a big party. But, and it would be amazing with network marketing if everybody that signed up, like if everybody in the business, our organization signed up, did something in the business, like, whoa, it would be like, whoa. But, unfortunately, I think they say, like, what's the percentage rate of people that drop out of signing up to a network marketing business?
I'm not too sure what the exact figures are, but it is quite high. They actually say that I think it's about between 80 and 90% of people in network marketing businesses only actually do it as a hobby.
Yeah.
They're actually only purchasing the products because they get them at a retail
a cheaper price.
Yeah. There's a small percentage that actually run it as a business.
Yeah. It was at our retreat that we went to at Sedgwick Cove that they did talk about what the percentage was of people that do, drop out rate. So
Debbie said 90%.
90% is it, Deb? 90%, yeah. So that's a huge percentage. And I think the sad thing about that is that because it got hard, or, like you didn't have someone that bought your product, you just give up. And there's really so much more to it than what that is. And, that longevity of, sticking at something. And, it's not to say that people that don't do it or end up not doing it are any wrong for doing that. Yeah. Everyone has their own choices. But I just think, a lot of it is so much personal development and, getting your head around, some of those things that we can, stop us from achieving weight loss, business goals, dreams that we want in our life, because we think, oh, you know what, the middle bit was too hard. I just want to get from here to there. Yeah. And if I don't get from here to there and I've got to do the in-between, I'm not going to do that. And I think that's the same with gym, or, like working for, the weight loss company that I did for like 10 years. It was like people, joined up on a Monday, or they had a New Year's resolution. Like, we had a mass influx at the start of the year. And then by, the end of, I don't even think we got to the end of February, and most people had dropped off.
Because everyone is always looking for that quick fix, and there's no such way.
Yeah. In any business, is it?
Any business, even like when you're just talking about the gym, you go to the gym for what reason? Is to either get fitter. Just turning up there once isn't going to get you any fitter than, not turning up at all. You might as well, stay home and do nothing. But absolutely. So you really do need to put an effort into it to get any results.
Yeah. So again, just whoever's on right now, thank you so much for watching us on our episode 4. And also, if you've hopped on and hopped off, which we know that is how social media works, and I'm okay with that. In the past, it would have been like, oh, people dropped off. But you know what? We're so good with that as well. And we're just so grateful that even if you stayed on for a few seconds and you know, got to see us or hear us, or picked up something, that we are so extremely grateful. I was just like, my dog, you're a smelly little animal.
Oh, he stinks. He just dropped
Oh my goodness.
Leroy.
You're a naughty dog. Okay, so and so I think we've covered everything that I wanted to talk about. Oh, he's getting the baby. And I think, you know, like at the end of the day, with anything that we do, it's just like listening to people and, you know, using these 2 ears instead of just the mouth to find out what it is that people want out of life. So, hey. Oh.
This is the other black dog.
Oh, he had a wash today. What do you got on your lips? What do you got? What fur ball have you got? So this is Leroy. So for anyone that doesn't know Leroy, this is my fur baby, and he absolutely, can you see his eyes? He means the world to me. So he's 14. He's getting older. Oh, but yeah. Anyway,
right,
I washed him today, and he smells so good. Okay, so that's it from us tonight. So I want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure from the bottom of your heart.
From the heart of my bottom?
From the heart of your bottom. And we're extremely grateful to have you in our lives and to help us get out of our comfort zone. And hopefully there is something that you can take from what it is that we you know, give up. And if you can send us questions or any topic that you would like us to discuss.
Even construction. What is it?
Oh, yeah, constructive criticism.
Yeah.
We're looking for constructive criticism. If you can give us that, that would be amazing if you can do that. So, you know, like lighting, where we're looking at, you know, what we should do, time. That was a hard one to say, but I know we're going to get plugged on that, but that's cool. You know, how long you think we should go for, what you think we should do. And, you know, do you want to see us in like different like surroundings? Anything that you think that you would like from us, we would be really happy to be able to get your constructive criticism. Would we?
Yes.
That's nerve-wracking to put that out there as well. So again, anything else on?
No, I think that's it for tonight.
So how do you stay positive? You've got to work on what it is that makes you tick, and you have to set small, tiny goals that you achieve on a day-to-day basis. And that for me is getting up out of bed in the morning at a time that I've set and not turning off the alarm. And it means getting out and doing some exercise, and it means also eating healthy. So that's what I'd love to leave you with tonight. Anything that you want to leave as a tip for everyone?
Just always remember to look forward, because if you look backwards, you might run into something.
That's very good. Very good. And how exciting is it that we started off a new crew of 30 days to healthy living people, and helping them also to not only lose weight, but also to mentor them to feel better about themselves. So, you know, if you're ever keen or you would like to know what it is that we do with that side of things, let us know. And we can also, you know, coach and mentor you from a more personal aspect as well. So
for sure.
Yeah. Awesome.
No matter where you are in the world.
No matter, yes, globally, definitely. We love global.
Yep.
And that's what these platforms are so good about, because we can go global, which is amazing. Let us know which country you have joined us from. I know that on my Instagram, we've got people from all over the world, and we're really privileged to have you as part of our community as well. So thanks again. Take care of yourselves, and just be patient with us while we sign off on all of our platforms.
Because it does take a while.
Bye-bye. Thanks, everyone.